there's a huge amount of people that visit Google.
Correct.
There's this giant flow of queries that's happening, and you have to serve all of those links. You have to connect all the pages that have been indexed, and you have to integrate somehow the ads in there,
Yep.
showing the things that the ads are shown in a way that maximizes the likelihood that they click on it, but also minimizes the chance that they get pissed off from the experience, all of that. That's a fascinating, gigantic system.
It's a lot of constraints, a lot of objective functions simultaneously optimized.
All right, so what do you learn from that, and how is Perplexity different from that and not different from that?
Yeah, so Perplexity makes answer the first party characteristic of the site, right? Instead of links. So the traditional ad unit on a link doesn't need to apply at Perplexity. Maybe that's not a great idea. Maybe the ad unit on a link might be the highest margin business model ever invented. But you also need to remember that for a new business that's trying to create, as in for a new company that's trying to build its own sustainable business, you don't need to set out to build the greatest business of mankind. You can set out to build a good business and it's still fine. Maybe the long-term business model of Perplexity can make us profitable in a good company, but never as profitable in a cash cow as Google was. But you have to remember that that's still okay. Most companies don't even become profitable in their lifetime. Uber only achieved profitability recently, right? So I think the ad unit on Perplexity, whether it exists or doesn't exist, it'll look very different from what Google has. The key thing to remember, though, is there's this quote in The Art of War, like, make the weakness of your enemy your strength. What is the weakness of Google is that any ad unit that's less profitable than a link, or any ad unit that kind of disincentivizes the link click, is not in their interest to go aggressive on, because it takes money away from something that's higher margins. I'll give you like a more relatable example here. Why did Amazon build the cloud business before Google did, even though Google had the greatest distributed systems engineers ever, like Jeff Dean and Sanjay, and like built the whole MapReduce thing, server racks? Because cloud was a lower margin business than advertising. There's like literally no reason to go chase something lower margin instead of expanding whatever high margin business you already have. Whereas for Amazon, it's the flip. Retail and e-commerce was actually a negative margin business. So for them, it's like a no-brainer to go pursue something that's actually positive margins and expand it.
So you're just highlighting the pragmatic reality of how companies are run.
Your margin is my opportunity. Whose code is that, by the way? Jeff Bezos. Like he applies it everywhere. Like he applied it to Walmart and physical brick and mortar stores, because they already have, like, it's a low margin business. Retail is an extremely low margin business. So by being aggressive in like 1-day delivery, 2-day deliveries, burning money, he got market share in e-commerce. And he did the same thing in cloud.
So you think the money that is brought in from ads is just too amazing of a drug to quit for Google?
Right now, yes. But I'm not, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world for them. That's why I'm this is like a very interesting game. And no, there's not going to be like one major loser or anything like that. People always like to understand the world as zero-sum games. This is a very complex game, and it may not be zero-sum at all. In the sense that the more and more the business, the revenue of cloud and YouTube grows, the less is the reliance on advertisement revenue, right? And though the margins are lower there, so it's still a problem. And they're a public company. There's public companies has all these problems. Similarly, for Perplexity, there's subscription revenue. So we're not as desperate to go make ad units today, right? Maybe that's the best model. Like Netflix has cracked something there where there's like a hybrid model of subscription and advertising. And that way you're not, you don't have to really go and compromise user experience and truthful, accurate answers at the cost of having a sustainable business. So the long-term future is unclear, but it's very interesting.
Do you think there's a way to integrate ads into Perplexity that works on all fronts? Like it doesn't interfere with the quest of seeking truth. It doesn't interfere with the user experience of, getting a academic article style output on a question they asked. All of this.
It's possible, and many experiments need to be tried. The trick is to really figure out like how to do it in a way that doesn't make users lose trust in your product,
Yeah.
and yet build like something that can connect people with the right source of information. Um, I kind of like how Instagram does its ads, for example. It's really targeted at relevance, and like it almost doesn't look like you're seeing an ad. I think Elon's also said this publicly, how like ads can be useful when done really right,
Hmm.
and it shouldn't feel like you even see an ad when you see an ad. So that's like truly done right sort of ads. And if we figure out something like that in a way that's actually disruptive to the link click, then I think it can work.